सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। चैतन्यं सर्वगं सर्वं सर्वभूतगुहाशयम् यत्सर्वविषयातीतं तस्मै सर्वविदे नमः। We last completed the 18th verse. Vikalpanacchapi vidharmakam. Vikalpatah pura prasiddhehe. Because Brahman, the truth, exists even before the kalpana as a very adhishthanam. Dharma, it is of the nature of dharma quite contrary to what is created, that is mithya. Nishkaram, nishkriyam, shantam, that is dharma. Vikalpatah pura prasiddhehe. That Brahman, the truth, is the adhishthanam, Satyam is adhishthanam, the very substratum, which has to exist for the kalpana or the projection to take place. Pura prasiddhescha. So vidharmakam, it is of dharma which is quite contrary in nature, number one. Pura prasiddhehe, it pre-exists, it exists before the projection takes place. Vikalpatah pura prasiddhehe advayam, and it is non-dual. Nachaiti neti neti iti yatha vikalpitam nedam yadimupasate neti neti iti nishidyamana chetana achetana vikalpavasana siddhaye. So neti neti is chetana achetana, the whole group with two. Anything that can be classified as two are all negated, and so whether it is murtam, amurtam, beginning from there onwards, chetanam, achetanam, that two which will include the entire creation is neti neti, is negated, karya, karana. Atrapi nishedavakyeshu api vikalpa vidharmakam advayam nirvishesham siddham. Even by the Nisheda Vakya also. Vikalpa vidharmakam. That adhishthanam, which is of the nature of dharma, contrary to what is kalpana. Vikalpam is all mithya and dharma of satyam. Advayam nirvishesham siddham. So what is projected is always savishesham, possessed of the attributes upon which the projection takes place, is devoid of all the visheshas. So this is a big thing that Advaita Vedanta teaches. The basis of the creation that we come across or we experience is quite contrary to what the creation is. That this is sadharmakam, savishesham, sadvaitam, sadvidiyam. And vidharmakam, and the adhishthanam is totally contrary to what is projected. And therefore it is impossible for anybody else to arrive at the nature of reality if you start from what you experience. From there, if you want to arrive at what the basis is, you cannot arrive at it. So that is why Shruti becomes Prana, which says Sadeva Soumya. It starts with adhishthanam and then shows how Adhyarupa takes place. And that is how shows how the creation is mithya, which brings about no change in adhishthanam at all. Yatha vikalpitam neti neti nishidyate nacha tata advamatma tattvamiti. And the Dvaita is negated neti neti, but then Advaiti Atma is not negated. So this is the very avadhi of all the negation, and so that is the basis upon which the negation takes place, which cannot be negated. Continue the 19th verse. Yasokte shrutyarthe ye vikalpayanti te anartham prapnuvanti idyaha. Yasokte shrutyarthe. This is what Shruti says. And the creation is mithya, means essentially not there. What is there is advitiyam, nirvishesham, nirdharmakam. Shrutyarthe vikalpayanti. So even those who interpret the meaning of the Shruti also in their own way to arrive at somehow the duality, they anartham prapnuvanti. So the Shruti Artha is very clear, which reveals that the truth is one non-dual, nirdharmakam, nirvishesham, non-negatable. Ye vikalpayanti, there also have different kalpanas of what the Shruti says. Te anartham prapnuvanti, where there is a Veda, those who imagine Veda or duality or division, anartham prapnuvanti, they attain anartham, all suffering in their life. So 19th verse says, akalpite pyevamaje dvaye kshare vikalpayantas sadasatcha janmabhihi swachittamaya prabhavam cha te bhavam jaram cha mrutyam cha niyanti santatam. Akalpite api evam aje advaye akshare. So this is the tatparya of the Shruti. This is the nishkarsha. What we arrive at is that akalpite. That which is, whatever we experience is all kalpitam, projected, which is unprojected. Api evam ajay, and they are unborn, birthless, advaye, non-dual, akshare, immutable, vikalpayantaha. So this is summarized as kutasthe bhed vikara samsarga shunya. Advaye akshare kutasthe advaye bhed vikara samsarga shunya shuti siddheti yavad. So this is what the Tatparya Shruti is. The purpose of Vedas or Vedanta is only to reveal this reality in whichever way it does. Different Upanishads may appear to describe it or propound it in different ways, but then ultimately the entire Vedanta has its purport of Tatparya in revealing this akalpitayapi, that what we can encounter is all kalpitam, and that is based on akalpitam. It's all projected, I must have a basis which is not projected. Ajay, what we encounter is all subject to being birth and death, birthless. Advaya, what we encounter is all dual, full of divisions, which must be non-dual, undivided. Akshare, what we find is all changing, mutable, immutable. So what we encounter as the creation has characteristics quite contrary to this. And therefore to arrive at that the truth of what we encounter is quite contrary to this. That there cannot be any karya-karana sambandha because there must be compatibility. The karana must be compatible to karyam. Therefore Sankhyas would think that the karana also is prakriti or pradhanam, which is trigunatmakam, etc. Or the Vaisheshikas say that the karanam is 5 atoms. Sankhyas will say karanam is prakriti. So, kutasthe bheda vikara samsarga shunye shruti siddha. So we start with shruti. We do not start with what we experience, we start with shruti and then try to understand the experience. So that is kutastham, immutable, changeless, bheda vikara samsarga shunye, devoid of any association at all with the vikara, the change or transformations brought about by bheda, the duality. Shruti siddhe, so the 7th case, akalpite evapi evam aje advaye akshare. Vikalpayantaha, those who imagine the truth to be sat asatya, asti, nasti, chakarat. So the truth is not. You see, even when you say is, you can say that is which becomes the object of our perception or object of experience. That's what is called is. So if we say that yes, truth is, that means that you are imagining something that is the object of your experience. It's not is in that sense. So when they say yes, truth is, that means that it is object of experience. It's not object of experience. Chakarat karta, that is creator, savishesha, nirvishesha, possessed of all visheshar, all the attributes, nirvishesha, devoid of all the attributes, ityadi prakarehi. So in various ways, vikalpayantaha. So those who imagine truth to be of this nature. So from what they encounter, they imagine the truth is like this, sat, asat, etc. Swachittamaya prabhavam yatha syat tatha vikalpayantaha. So how do people imagine what the truth? It's a matter of imagination. But the experience is one thing. From that, if you have to arrive at the nature of reality on your own, then you have to imagine. You have to project in your mind, imagine in your mind, apply some kind of yukti to arrive at that. So those who do not start with Shruti as a basis have to only vikalpa imagine. Swachittamaya prabhum yatha syat. Imagination is always based on the Swachitta Maya. And so Chitta projects something based on the Maya. This is what they will arrive at as conclusion. Tatha vikalpayantaha. Everybody has its own mind and everybody has its own way of projecting, and therefore they may arrive at different conclusions. So whereas Shruti reveals truth as akalpitam, ajam, advayam, aksharam, they arrive at something else, avishesha, nirvishesha, sadvayam, advayam, whatever, karta, bhokta. Te janmabhihi tiryang manushya jatibihi bhavam udbhavam. So te bhavam jaram cha mrutyam cha santatam niyante. Te janmabhihi. That's in the last word of second line. Tiryang manushya jatibihi. Janma means a jati. So they have to take birth in various jatis or various species. And jara mrutyam maranam santatam niryanti nasharali. When there is birth, there is going to be death, and there is constant change, and that there has to be jara mrityu when the birth is there. Niryanti nitram gachanti. They always attain this, the life of constant birth and death. Swachittamaya iti bhava visheshanam va, or so bhavam, udbhavam, which is again either they imagine the truth for the Maya or they imagine the samsara in that manner. Buddhi vibhrama kalpitam itself. Sadvastuna kutastha advaitam shrutyadi pramana siddham. So sadvastu kutastham advaitam advayam. That sadvastu, the reality that is sat, is kutastha, changeless, advaya, non-dual. Shrutyadi pramana siddham. So that is arrived at, established by the pramana of the Shruti. So anyatha vikalpanam purush aparadha nibandhanam iti yuktam. To imagine truth to be other than what the Shruti says, even though it is very clear. Avikalpate aje advaye akshare. And then still they imagine something else about the truth, which everybody does. All those who don't accept Shruti as pramana will have to arrive at the nature of reality by their kalpana. Purusha aparadha nibandhanam. That kalpana is based on the aparadha of the Purusha. That is his fault. Idanim tadeva yuktito draidam upakramate. Again to tadevam yuktitaha draidam, providing yukti, upakramate. So now how the various kalpanas are there with reference to the true, creation, and therefore with reference to the truth. So verse 20 it says, Bhava bhavatvam tuna chedavasthitihi nachasya chanyasthiti janmananyatha sato hyasattvad satascha sattvataha nichakriyakarakamityatopyajam. Bhava, abhavatvam, bhava, creation, birth, abhavatvam, not created, unborn, absence of birth. Tu. Tika says, tuhu chadartha chartha, tuschartha kincha ityartha. Kinche bhavabhavatvam na ched avasthitihi. So now the Tikakara raises this options, vikalpa. Dvaitam utpadyamana svabhavam. Is Dvaita, the duality, is it of the nature that it gets created? To be created, is it the nature of Dvaitam? Manutpadyamana svabhavam, not to be created, is the nature of Dvaitam. Svabhavam are both created, not created. Iti. Na adhyah Dvaitam utpadyamana svabhavam na. Says Dvaitam is not the nature that it gets created. Tada sapekshatvena shuktirajadadivat mithyatvapadat. If Dvaitam is born, then birth is always from something other than itself. Birth must have a cause. Upadana karana must be there, nimitta karana must be there. And therefore birth is the karyam, the effect, always depends upon karanam, the cause. Upadana karanam, nimitta karanam. Sapakshatvena, because it is born of something else, therefore shukti rajatadivat mithyatvapatat. Then Dvait will be mithya, so what's the problem with this? I don't know. I mean, it is. So that is right. Shukti rajadivat mithyatvapatat. Dvaitam, if utpadyamanam, then it will be mithya. Like, so what is the nature of birth? Shukti rajata. That's rajat is born of shuktika. And therefore the rajata is sapeksham, depends upon shuktika. So also if Dvaita is born, then it is mithya. So what's the problem there? I don't know. Anyway, mithyatvaparat. That is exactly what you want to prove, in fact, that Dvaitam is mithya. They want to say it's not there, whatever. Anutpadyamana svabhavam na dvitiyaha. The Dvaita, the duality, Jagat is unborn. Not to be born is not its nature. Not to be born is its nature. Sadatanatva apattau. Then, if it is not born, it is always there. Sadatanam, then it is nityam, eternal. Tat abhava vyavahara anudaya prasangat. Then it will never subside. If Dvaitam is unborn, then it is undying. Then it cannot be that it is not there, then tat abhava vyavahara, therefore the absence of duality will never happen, anudaya prasangat. What is not born will not also die, therefore, so even in deep sleep, etc., there is absence of duality. If it is real, then perhaps you cannot negate it, won't merge into the cause. Na trutiyaha. So, uhasva utpadyamanam anutpadyamanam ekasya viruddha uhasvabhavatva ayogadya viparetya naturally. One thing cannot possess simultaneously contradictory attributes such as subject to birth and being birthless. Ida viparetyas, all these three, utpadyamanam, dvaitam utpadyamanam, anutpadyamanam, and ubhaya svabhavam, none of this is applicable to dvaitam. Chaturtham anudya dushayati. Then chaturtha, fourth vikalpa, anuvada, reiterates and then shows the defect in there. So these three are already gone. Now starts with bhava bhavatvam. That's how the verse begins. Bhavascha abhavascha bhava bhavau. Bhava means utpatti, creation. To be born, abhava is anutpatti. Tayo bhava bhava bhavatvam. Big deal, and then the state of that is bhava bhavatvam. Asya dvaitasya bhava bhavatvam ched. Now, if you say that it is both bhava and abhava, creation is born and unborn, then virodat na ishyate to na ched. If you don't accept bhava bhavatvam, bhava means creation, that utpadyamanatvam, abhava anutpadyamanatvam, asya dvaitasya bhava bhavatvam ched virodat naisha bhavabhavatvam tu na. This is what the verse says. So na means naishyate. If we do not accept this creation possessing contrary nature of being created and not created, tada avasthitihi avasthanam sattvam cha na syad. Then, therefore, there is no way that you can explain the creation. And so creation cannot be there. Tada avasthiti avasthanam sattvam cha na syad. It cannot have being, existence. Ni uvayasvavilakshanam kvachit sat upalabdhamasti ityartha. So we encounter two kinds of things. Utpadyamanam, subject to being created. Anutpadyamanam, not being created. Uvaya svabhava vilakshanam, created, different from being created and not created. Kvachit sadupalabdhamasti. We don't find anything that falls in the category of utpadyamanam other than this. What do we come across is either the subject to creation or not creation. This is the third category. So if you don't accept bhava bhavatvam na, if you don't accept bhava bhavatvam, then na avasthitihi. Avasthanam sattvam cha na syat iti. Uvasvavilaksham kaschit kvachit sat upalabdhamasti ityartha. You don't find anything that is different from either it's subject to creation or not creation. Is born or unborn. We don't find a third category different from these two. So aparam, then this is further. Yadi dvaitasya janma ishyate. Now if we imagine that they want to prove that Dvaita is not there. It's not real, it is mithya, mere in appearance, and therefore not there in reality. That's the whole idea here. Yadi Dvaitasya janma ishyate, if you accept that the Dvaita, the world or creation is born, tada swateva janma sambhavat. If there is birth, then one thing cannot be born of itself. Anyasma tad vaktavyam. Then the birth has to be accepted as taking filiation from something else. A sprout is born from the seed. Fruit is born from the tree, etc. So what is born always of something else. Fruit cannot be born of the fruit, and seed cannot be born of seed. A sprout cannot be born of sprout. So the eva janma sambhavat anyasmat tad vaktavyam. Since the thing cannot be born of itself, therefore, you accept that something is born, you have to accept the cause as different from pot has to be born from something other than pot. Here in this case, clay. Tadapi satsvabhavam asatsvabhavam va. Then the cause itself, does it exist or does it not exist? Or the nature is existence or non-existence? Yakanksayam sarvasapi no upadyate. Dvaitasya janma cannot be justified or cannot be logical either way. Anyasthiti janma na anyatha iti. Anyasmin sthitau sati na janma satah na janma ityartha. Now, if the birth takes place from something else, if creation is effect karyam, and you say that it can be born of itself, therefore you would imagine it being born of something else, which is called anya. Anyasmin sthitau, that means something is there before the creation is. Sati na janma, satah na janma ityartha. So anyasmin sthitau sati, when another thing is there, that is the cause. Na janma satah na janma ityartha. From sat, there cannot be janma. Anyatha anya asthitau. And if nothing else is there, janma na iti upadyate, then also there cannot be janma. What is sat or existent cannot be born. Or sat, sataha also can be the fifth case. There cannot be birth from sat, nor can there be birth from asat. This is the line of the Mandukya Karika, Aladashanti. Pakshadve dushanamaha. Sati asatvat, so sataha upadanatve vikaritvapattau vinashad asatva prasangat. If the universe is born of sat, then sat becomes the cause, becomes the upadana karanam, and upadana karanam always undergoes a change, like a clay undergoes change for the pot to be created, or clay to transform itself into pot. So upadana karanam always transforms itself into the effect, and so if sat is the cause of creation, sat must have undergone transformation. Satah upadanatve vikaritvapattau. Upadanam always vikari. If sat is upadanam, then sat also becomes vikari. Then vinashad, upadanam vikari, therefore someday it will perish. The sat also is upadanam in primary sense, it will perish. Asatva prasanga, then it will come to non-existence. So sataha, and this universe can be born of sat, nor can be born of asat. Asatasya upadanatve asatvatah sattvapatte. It cannot be born of asat or shunya, because then you are creating something from nothing. Universe cannot be born of sat. Then, because if sat is upadana karanam, sat will have to undergo change, then it will also perish. Born of asat, this is nothing, then why it cannot be the upadana karanam? Nai shunyam upadanam syat tasya karyeshu anugamaditi. Shunyam cannot be, although the Buddha say that shunyam is the cause, but then our point is that upadana karanam always permeates the effect. If clay is the upadana karanam of the pot, then wherever the pot is, clay must be there. So wherever a pot spends, anything is there, the upadana karanam always persists in the effect. If shunyam is upadana karanam, then shunyam should persist in all the names and forms. Nothingness should persist. That is not the case. Tatha cha vastuna svabhavipitra ayogat. Therefore, when it cannot transform itself, this svabhava, the nature of something cannot change. Nacha svabhavanam vyavartet. So, this svabhava cannot change. Vastuna svabhavipitra ayogat na satkaryam dvaitatmana jayate. Therefore, sat, which is non-dual, cannot be born, dvaita cannot be born. Napi asat. So, sat cannot, karyam cannot be born as dvaita, nor asat, non-existent, can be born. Iti utpatti pakshopi dvir-nirupahiti bhava. Meaning this, the utpatti question comes only when the universe is real, and therefore utpatti is not there, nothing, therefore it is not real, and there is not there, that is the whole idea here. That's what the Mandukya Karika established. Utpadya utpadakayoho svanirupane. Therefore, utpadya, that which is created, utpadaka, that from which it is created, effect and cause. Swabhava nirupane sati. So when you analyze the swabhava, the essential nature, utpatti karaka visheshayo sutram anurupita karta siddha. So utpatti cannot be, and karaka, the means by which the utpatti takes place, nothing can be established. So, nacha kriyakarakam iti. So, kriyakarakam utpatti tat karaka. So, kriya here can be the utpatti, kriya, and karakam, the various accessories required for creation of, for utpatti to take place. We cannot arrive at them. Ataha api ajam, last word, therefore, ukta yuktitaha api ajam nirvishesham advayam atma tattvam ityataha. So the Dvaita cannot be born Advaita, nor Dvaita can be born of Sat or Asat or anything. Meaning that there is no such thing as creation because you cannot explain or arrive at the creation, birth of creation. And thereby Ajatavada in reality is not there. All there is just Ajam, unborn, Nirvishesha, Advaya Atma Tattvam. All that is the birthless, non-dual truth, devoid of all attributes. So this is what Mandika Karika, elaborately established. So it's called Ajata Vada. That is what that Vada is called. Yet there is no birth. Sat cannot be born, Asat cannot be born, from Sat things cannot be born, from Asat cannot be born. So birth, looking at the Sat or the truth, birth can't be explained at all. So there is no birth. This is how So nacha kriya karakam. The karakam accessories for the kriya iti uktameva sfutan ajatvam vastuna sadhayati. How vastu is ajam? Again that is established in the next verse. Akurvadati. Akurvadishtam yadivasya karakam na kinchidanyan nastya karakam sato visheshad satascha satyutau tulantayo yadvad nischaya tulantayo yadvad nischyan nahi. Akurvadishtam yadivasya karakam. So, yadi asya karakam akurvadishtam. Yadi, now they are still examining the Dvaita Janma or the birth of this creation. Asya Dvaita Janma karakam. So, karaka has various accessories. So, karta, karma, karanam. Basically, they are the karakas, I think the stuff. But basic karakas are karta, karma, karanam. The creator, karma, that which is created, karanam, through which it is created, with the help of which it is created. Basically, these three are involved. So, if you say karta, karma, karanam, karta, the one who does action, karma, upon which the action is performed, karanam, through which the action is performed, asya dvaita janmana karakam akurvadishtam. Akurvat, that it is, there is no kriya involved. So karakam, neither karta, nor karma, nor karanam, is akurvat nirvyaparam karakamistam. If karaka or accessories do not undergo vyapara, do not undergo any activity or change, karta doesn't do anything, karma doesn't do anything, karanam doesn't do anything. That's what it means. Akurvat ishtam idicha va asya karakam na kinchit anyant. Anyat iti dvitiya padasam padam adaya yadi va anyat akurvadishtam. That is how it is. Anyat kurvadishtam. So either the karakas, karma or karta, karma, karanam are they are active or it is inactive. Either way, two categories can be there. So either you say they are inactive or they are active. So if they're inactive, if a karaka or accessory for any action is inactive, meaning that doesn't change at all, doesn't do anything, तत्राद्य अतिप्रसंगदोषमाह न किंचित अन्यन्ननु नास्ति इति ननु निश्चितं किंचिदपि कारकं नास्ति इति. Then if you don't need the karaka to change, then everything is not changing, so everything becomes karaka. You follow? If karta, karma, karanam, they don't have to change, anything can be anything that doesn't change, it can be karta, karma, karanam, everything becomes karakam. Nanu nishchitam kinchidapi karakam nasti iti na. It is not that nothing is karakam, nothing is accessory to this karma. Apitu sarvam sarvasya sarvada karakam syadityartha. Everything is kriyahinam, everything is inactive. So if inactive it becomes the karakam, everything is inactive because everything can become the karakam for everything. So just a paksha. If karaka, that is karta, karma, karanam is inactive, and then everything is inactive, so anything can become karakam for anything. So that atiprasanga means it includes too much. Everything is included means too many things are included in this karta, karma, karanam, karakam. Inyat kurvadishtam. If you say that karaka is active, dvitiye karakatva anupatti dosham, then it cannot be karakam. If it is inactive, then anything can become karakam. If it is active, then nothing can be karakam. That's what it says. Akarakamiti. So, nasti akarakam, nanu nasti akarakam. Akriyasya kurvatva yogat kriyavatve nitya sada karya prasangat. If something is active, then so if its nature is active, then it always remains active. If the accessory to karma is active, then always remain active, then always will keep on creating, you see. Inactive, then anything can become the karakam. Active, then it will be, since it is active, therefore it will keep on doing things because activity is its nature, therefore the karma will take place. Akriyasya kurvatva yogat. Akriya means that is inactive. Kurvatva yogat cannot be, cannot do anything. Kriyavatve nitya sada karya prasangat. If on the other hand karya is active, then all the time it will do something, all time then karma will, the creation will take place. So kriyavatve nitya sada karya prasangat. Anitya, if its activity is not nitya, kriyavadantara apekshayam anavastha prasangat. So if there is something which is karakam, which is not is always active, if it's active, then keep on creating. That also doesn't make sense. If its activity is not anitya, then kriyavadantara apekshayam, then it expects something else to impel into activity. If this is not active in itself, then you require something else to impel into activity. Is that something else active or inactive? If that is inactive, it requires something else to impel in activity, and that way anavastha prasangat. It is all infinite, ad infinitum. No, that is not so. Tat anapekshayam atmashaya pattehe. Then it derives activity from itself, it is not from. Derive activity from something else, the anavastha. From itself, the atmashayatvam. One depends upon oneself. That also cannot be. Kurvatva pakshe karakatva siddha. Therefore, if you accept that this accessory is active, then it cannot be karaka. Either active then all the time activity will take place. Or if inactive requires something else to make it active, which requires something else to make active, or itself becomes active, there are all kinds of logical doshas will be there. Therefore, kuratvakshe. If karakam is active, it cannot be karakam. This is all, you can sit and keep working out, but then athava prasame vikalpe. In conclusion of this grantha, this mathakot is being done here, whatever it is. Athva prasame vikalpe, and this is all the dialogue with the mind, understand, प्रथमे न किंचित अकारकमिति निराकरण पद अन्वयः अथवा प्रथमे विकल्पे. So निर्व्यापारम कारकमिष्टम चेत आद्य और अन्य द्वितीय पादे पादमेदि अन्य. So either अकुर्वत or कुर्वत. न किंचित अकारकमिति निराकरण पद अन्वयः. If akurvat meaning inactive can become karakam, then everything is inactive, everything can become karaka, then na kinchit akarakam, there is nothing that is not karakam. Sarvameva karakam sad ityartha, everything will become karakam. You don't need to be active in order to be karakam. That's one thing. Dvitiya dushanam. So karakatva siddhi, karakatva will not be there. Then dvitiya dushanam. Nanu nasti iti. So see second line. Na kinchidanyat nanu nasti akarakam. Kurvatah karakatva anirupanadityartah. If anything that is active by nature, it cannot be karaka. Because kasam anirupana vidhi, why do you say it cannot be karaka? Tatra vaktavyam. Kim sadavastham kurvat? Asadavastham va. So it is active, sadavastham, being existing, or asadavastham, non-existing. No bhayatabi satah avisheshat asatascha. Satah avisheshat asatascha avisheshat is sambhadyate. Visheshavatve vairupyapatte. If it is different from sat, then vairupya meaning that it's rupa, the nature will keep on changing. Avishesha sada karyam syat nava syat ityartha. And is not different from sata sat, then either it will be active always or inactive always. Atha satah asato va purvasattva asatva prachyuti avasthayam karyam. Then another paksha is presented in the verse. Third line, sata visheshat asatasya satchuto. So, satchuto means something in fact deviates from its own nature. Atha satah asatah va purvasattva asutta prachyuti avasthayam karyam syat. Either sat changes its nature. Prachyuti means that it falls from its, means sat gets transformed into asat, or asat gets transformed into its nature asat. Tatra avastha prachyuti karyayoho yogavat. Then avastha prachyuti, sat avastha is there and sat prachyuti is there. So sat is there and then there is prachyuti, meaning that there is fall or change from that avastha. Prachyuti avastha prachyuti karyayoho yogavadyam abhimatam. Then to be sat and then also to get deviated from sat, do they take place simultaneously or krama? So kramava yogapadyam abhimadam kramova. It being Sat and also falling from Sat, being fallen from Sat. Are they at the same time or at different times? Now, Adya Satchutaviti. So then the verse is Satchutam Tulantayoho Yadvat Anishayat Nahi. Asat, so Satchutaviti, Upalaksham Asatchutaucha, either Chuti from Sat or Asat. Tulayaha Antayoho Kotyoho Yadvat Namana Unmanana Anubhavatoho. So imagine a balance with the two pans, all right. So either this thing, now if this one goes down and that one goes up, if this one goes up, that one goes down. So what causes what? Is going down causes going up or going up causes going down? They don't have the karya karana sambandha because they take place simultaneously. So tulayaha antayoho kotyoho yadvat namana unmananam anubhavatoho. Namanam unmananam namanam unnamanam. So namanam going down, unnamanam going up. Kaya karana nischyate. So you cannot say that this pan is going down of this pan is the reason for other pans going up, or going up of that pan is the reason for going down of this. The karya karana bhava between these two movements cannot be established. Karya karana bhava na nischyate. It is not that this pan went up because that went down. So, although that is so, but still you cannot say that this is what caused that. Each one is independently moving, as though. Karika na nischyate. In Mandu Karika, example is given of the two horns, The two horns are going simultaneously, and therefore you can't say one horn is the cause of the other, etc. Here now there are two pans of the balance, that you cannot say that this pan causes the other one, because each one is independent. Tatha karya karana rupa bhedo nahi nischyate ityartha. Therefore we cannot establish the karya and karana between, so chuti, whether asat is there, then chuti is there, asat, or they are simultaneously, they are in sequence. Dvitiye anavastha prasanga. If karya karana bhava is there, then also avastha pratyutavi karyataya tasyavi tatha vida purvakat apekshadi drashtavyam anavastha. If this karya causes that causes this causes that causes this, then there will be no settlement at all. Each one causes the other, and therefore there will be no balance at all. Anavastha prasanga. Tasyapi tatha purvagatva apekshadi drashtavyam avastha pratyutehe api karyataya. So avastha is there and pratyuti also is there. Avastha causes pratyuti or pratyuti causes that. So karya karana bhava cannot be determined. And therefore you cannot determine the karya karana bhava, cannot determine the birth. So utpatti itself cannot be determined. And so na kriya karakam. So there is no karakam or accessory that you can determine. If accessory is active, inactive, then everything becomes accessory, active. In that case, that active is by itself or requires something else to make it active. It by itself will always remain active. Then the karya will always go on. Something else, then that something else requires, is it active by itself or something else? Anavastha prasanga. So that way you cannot arrive at that this is only karyam and not that this is karanam only. karyam only, you cannot arrive at that because all of these are actually sapeksha, meaning that they are only standpoints. That being the case, there cannot be determination absolutely that this is karyam, this is karanam, this is karakam. Nothing can be determined because they keep, either because in creation process nothing is ever steady. So that is how also here they could not arrive at na kriyakaradi sutayam. Earlier said na cha kriyakaragamiti. That kriya and karakam cannot be established, therefore also ajam, it is unborn. And how you try to establish the karakam, then you imagine different, with the vikalpa, is karakam active, is inactive. Active then is it by itself or due to something else? There's something else by itself or due to something else? Inactive then whatever, everything is inactive, everything will become sati prasanga. Or the anavastha prasanga is there. And then chuti takes place, or sat chuti, or satah chuti. In that case, the sat being there and chuti, are they simultaneous or are they in sequence? Sat is there and then chuti is there, and what causes what, So what's the cause of that chuti also cannot be determined. And therefore, this karya karana bhava or karaka etc. cannot be established. This is the whole idea that you can't explain creation at all as creation is normally understood. No, in fact, no creation can be explained. What it means is that no creation can be explained, so there is no creation. But we see that creation all the time. But you tell me how it is so. So whether it is there and you are seeing or you are just imagining. The universe is there and therefore you are seeing it or you are just imagining. Because the creation of the universe can't be explained. Therefore there is no creation, no birth, all there is a janma. Vastuna avasthantaram apattim abhipagamyeva etad avocama. That a thing can get transformed into another state. Like the water gets transformed into steam and water into ice and so forth. That's called avasthantara. So avasthantara apattim abhipagamya, that a vastu can attain another state. Vastutastu satah asatah va avasthantaram. No, but in reality, sat cannot get transformed, asat also cannot get transformed. Yes, the water can get transformed into ice or steam or vapor, but sat and asat cannot get, because of the nature, they cannot get transformed. Iti na kasyapi karyatvam karatvam vidya. Therefore, sat or asat, none of them can determine either karya or karana. If ukta dosha pariharat, so says the next verse. Nachet saishta sadasad viparyah katham bhavasyat sadasad vyavasthito विभक्तमेतद्वयमप्यवस्थितम् न जन्म तस्माच्च मनो हि कस्यचित्. Ukta dosha apariharat sadasad viparyashchedishtaha. So, because you could not arrive at the karya, karana, creation, karakam, therefore, sat asad viparyashched na ishtaha. Na sachet ishtaha sadasad viparya. Reversal viparya means that sat becoming asad, asad becoming sat is not desirable because one thing cannot get transformed into something else. Tada sadasato swarupa vyavasthito bhava katham syat. If Sat remains Sat, because it cannot get transformed, Asat remains Asat, cannot get transformed, then how can creation take place? Unless the Upadana Karanam gets transformed, then only the effect can be born. And if it cannot get transformed, how can effect be born? So if Sat is Upadana Karanam or Asat Upadana Karanam, none of them can get transformed, then how can there be creation? Katham bhavasyat Sat asad vyavasthitau Sat asad viparya nachedishta. That Sat, the reversal in the nature of Sat and Asat is not desirable, then Sat asad vyavasthitau katham bhavasyat. If Sat remains Sat, Asat remains Asat, then how can there be creation? If there is no change in Upadana Karana, how can there be creation? Kuta yataha etadvayamapi satya satya vivaktam paraspara samsarga shunyam vyavasthitam vivaktam etadvayamapi avasthitam. So if they don't change, then how can creation take place? So why should it nakutaha? Yata etadvayamapi satya satya vivaktam paraspara samsarga shunyam vyavasthitam. Sat and Asat are independent of each other, therefore they don't influence each other, there is no contact between them, and therefore they remain what they are. The purva paribhava anayo mithova. Therefore, there is no purva and apara, cause and effect, earlier and later, mitha, or that mutually anayo mithova anya apekshaya va ityartha. So either mitha is mutual, anya apekshaya va, or in reference to something else. So with themselves or with reference to each other also, because they remain apart. There is no contact between them. They don't change. And therefore one cannot be purva. See, karya karana requires purva apara bhava. Karanam always precedes and karya comes later. So purva means that it precedes, apara means that follows. So if for the cause and effect to be established, purva paribhava, purva apara bhava must be established. But if those two are independent, not contacting each other, then they remain ever the same, then there cannot be purva apara bhava between the two. न जन्म तस्मात् च मनो हि कस्य हे मनः यस्मादेवं तस्मात् न कस्य भी जन्म विद्यते. Therefore, hey mind, nothing is ever born because birth cannot be explained. Iti. So with all of this, that there cannot be janma, that is what is established in all these arguments. We will continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.